Now, Robin, you know good and well that Dr. Wendy's mom did not put no hex on you. Hey y'all, it's your captain for all things creative coming at you with the Real Housewives of Potomac Season 8, Episode 3 review. You know what time it is. If you are new, thank you for giving us a chance. Please like, share, and subscribe. And if you're returning, thank you for rocking with us. And let's get into this episode like we always do. So first, you see we're still at Ashley's housewarming. And they replay basically the scene where Ashley is bringing up the Osu blog rumors to Wendy, and then Wendy's explaining how, Osu is based on like ancient Nigerian gods, and her life has nothing to do with that, basically. Next, you see Mia talking to Robin, and Mia's trying to encourage Robin. Basically says she's there for her, and then Robin uses this chance to bring up the intervention and basically says that she's not going to ask Juan to do things differently. She don't care if the block is hot, even though she said she had told him that she cared that the block was hot before. And she was basically trying to shade her own friends and possibly the viewers, saying that, it's sad that people's lives are so boring that they have to think about her, kind of thing. And she reiterates that she does not care, so we don't care either. Jazelle then brings up Karen owing Robin an apology, and Karen, like the class act that she is, takes Robin aside, even though we all know Robin is on BS. And then Karen says she's not going to repeat the rumors or any rumor, and hope that Robin also will stop repeating rumors moving forward. And we then see Robin and Karen kind of going back and forth about who is the blame, I guess, for the whole rumor going out there. And Karen says it was Robin's fault, like Robin started with her. And then Robin says it was Karen's fault, and Karen started with her. Karen is always responding. She never starts anything, so it's definitely Robin's fault. Robin and Jazelle, they were totally terrible to Karen, and they brought Sharice on. So really, they started it. And the Grand Dame, as she always does, she just finished it. She never starts stuff, Next thing you know, we see more of them at the housewarming. Wendy was at the table acting snobby to Mia, and she brought up the drink throw, and she admittedly was, being a little snobby to Mia, but really, Mia doesn't have a leg to stand on since she never apologized about the drink throw. So Wendy is just paying her dust and treating her like an enemy because Mia proved that she was an enemy first. Next thing you know, Wendy and Mia, they start talking about, the talk show. And when Wendy had said that she was doing something that was a high vibration for high intelligent people, and low vibrational people would understand, Mia, she took it personal, and she asked Wendy, why can't she uplift her instead of putting her down? And Wendy says she can't uplift Mia because she's too low down. So then Nneka talks to Robin, and Robin says that their houses are close since she lives in Howard County, so they will grab drinks. And Robin's house does look nice. And I don't know exactly, the zip code and all that stuff. But Nneka, her zip code she was bragging about last episode was in Potomac. So I don't know if Robin was able to move out of Baltimore or if her house is on the border between Baltimore and Potomac, but maybe. I don't know. You're not trying to dox her or anything, so I guess they're saying they live close enough to grab drinks, but I think it's a sign that Nneka wants to be in good with the Green-Eyed Bandits, and the Green-Eyed Bandits are trying to take her under the wing. So next you see Wendy bring up the first communion event for her kids and only invite Ashley. And then Robin says that Wendy's getting revenge for when Robin didn't invite her kids to the flop fun day she had last season. And then she says Wendy did a favor to the rest of them by not inviting them to the brunch. But honestly, Robin did Wendy a favor by not inviting her to that flop field day because they didn't have anything. Like, they were just playing around in the dirt and the grass. There was nothing there. They barely had water, food. Like, it was very, very good for Wendy that her kids was not subject to that. So then we see all the girls make little scenes. Juan and Robin see a dead snake on the road, and Juan tries to throw her on it. And then you see Jazelle and Grace shopping, and that's where Jazelle is showing herself as a good mom. And Jazelle and Grace were talking about lots of things like prom and not dancing like Jazelle at the prom, and also Pastor Jamal coming to see them. They also talked about the different slits and holes in her prom dress. So next thing you know, we're back with Dr. Wendy. She shows her first communion picture, which was very cute. And again, they're really editing her as a Catholic, and she's proudly talking about her Catholic upbringing. She says she went to Catholic school and she used to get in trouble with the nuns for rolling up her skirt, So she definitely has also raised her kids in Catholicism because she's explaining First Communion to them, and they even have practiced communion. It's very, very cute. Eddie had on a Happy Eddie t-shirt or sweatshirt, which was really funny. And then Wendy also explains that she was a preacher's kid whose mom was Catholic with a Protestant dad. So again, she's establishing her Christianity. She said that she has invited Karen, Candice, Ashley, and Wendy then tells Eddie all the shady things Ashley told her about what her and Nneka were talking about with the Osu rumors and all of that. And then Eddie asked why a fellow Nigerian would do that, which was what all the fans were thinking. They should have, banded together instead of falling for the Green-Eyed Bandits and Ashley's mess and okie doke. But basically, Eddie suggests that Wendy stay away from her. And then we get Karen, the grandma, visiting Mia in Mia's house, and it's very, very much cramped in there. Like, Karen was sitting down at the dining table, and then you could see the kitchen, and then she's trying to unbuckle the kids and get them ready for Gordon to take them out because they don't have their nanny no more. And then after they leave, after Gordon and the kids leave, Mia and Karen have a heart-to-heart, and then Mia says she didn't like that Wendy called her slow because her son has an IEP and speech like kids in his school call him slow. She was always trying to speak life into him, and she don't want the son to, see adults calling each other slow and things like that because, like, I guess she wants the son to believe that, things are going to get better and only kids are going to bully him. But if, the mom's getting bullied about the same thing, he might lose hope. I don't know. Mia is reaching a little bit because Wendy was talking about her, not her child, but I could kind of see if she's talking about like all the ladies being role models to the kids, then she has a little point. But again, she needs to go ahead and apologize to Dr. Wendy so that Dr. Wendy stops treating her like an enemy. And Karen says that she thinks that Wendy will be able to recognize her point of view and her concerns if she knows all the info about her child and all that. And then Karen reiterates that she's the fence that everybody has to jump on, which is kind of weird tagline, but it's very caring. Next, Candice and Dr. Wendy catch up, and they meet the new friend of Kiana, who was apparently at Wendy's wine event before, and she owns a medical spa in town, even though she's from Baltimore. Wendy tells Candice and Kiana all about what Ashley was saying about NECA and the Osu rumors, and then Candice asks Wendy, wait, who did she get this information from? And when Dr. Wendy says it was Ashley, she's like, no, take that with a grain of salt. Ashley's messy. Do not believe what she says. And Candice was very wise and right for advising Dr. Wendy that way. So then Dr. Wendy invites Kiana to the First Communion celebration and also says it will be the first time that Ashley and Candice see one another, so it could be tense. But then Candice says, she's just going to have a good time because everyone has a good time with Ashley until she turns around and stabs people in their neck, which is facts. Because Candice always tried to give Ashley the benefit of the doubt, and Ashley always messed it up with mess. I guess Ashley decides she's going to keep her champagne or whatever they hold, and she's like, I am going to throw whoever under the bus to keep it. So next, Ashley and Karen are going to meet to try to find Ashley something appropriate to wear to this communion brunch. So Karen's walking to the store where she and Ashley's going to meet, and she's getting bitten by a bug either on her nose or somewhere else on her face. So when she meets up with Ashley, they get tissues from the store, and they use Ashley's mirror to help assess the damage. And after that, they try to find church clothes for Ashley, but Ashley is definitely in town showing off her boobs. She found some dress that had no sleeves, and she was saying, oh, this is me braless, But really, if you're talking about church and like church-related events, your shoulders should be covered, especially talking about Catholic people. But Ashley clearly don't know what appropriate church attire is. So then Karen reminds Ashley also that she needs to wear yellow. And then Karen mentions how no one mentioned Candice's name at her housewarming. In a confessional, Karen says, not naming someone is how you ice out someone one-on-one. It's like the basics. So she feels like they're trying to do Candice what they have done to her in the past with the icing out. And then Karen asks about the lawsuit briefly, but they obviously don't give or get details. And then they talk about Mia and Karen's conversation as well with Mia's son's IEP and speech delay. But Karen used the word speech impediment, which I don't think Mia said, but she's trying her best way to relay information. This is why telephone does never work. You got to find out from the horse's mouth. And then Ashley explains about how she thought about what she did, and she wants to correct the perception that Uneka had talked about the story first. So she wants to confess finally to Dr. Wendy, I guess, because not enough mess has popped off that she told the story wrong. But the damage has already been done, as we will find out at the end of the episode. So next, we finally had this brunch for Wendy's kids' first communion. They had a little footage from the church, I think, or that was them walking into the brunch. I'm not sure. But all the kids in the family were great. Wendy and the kids are wearing white. Dr. Eddie's wearing yellow. Most of the guests are wearing yellow. And Karen came through looking like a star in her yellow gloves and dress. And since they're not in the church, I guess it's okay for their shoulders to be out. I thought that they were invited to also witness the first communion, but I guess it's just the brunch because Karen kind of wasn't, having her shoulder covered either, but she still looked really nice. Candice came in, her shoulders was out too, but she looked cute too, but Karen did look better. And then she was calling Eddie Black Sunshine for his yellow suit, which was funny. Kiana came in next, followed by Ashley, who was the least appropriately dressed because she did not cover her boobs at all. She wore something else, strapless. And Wendy thanks them all for coming. And especially gives a shout out to Candice and Ashley because she knows about their lawsuit. And Candice says she will always be okay in the room with Ashley. And Ashley says the same thing. And then Karen invites them to pickleball. And then Ashley admits her role in putting words in Nneka's mouth. But then we see a mid-episode preview showing Nneka spreading rumors about Wendy's mom praying to a shrine. Anyway, so Ashley's master plan worked because they are beefing. So in a confessional, Candice confronts that Ashley is messy and the root of a lot of problems, and she's definitely the root of this problem right here. So this is the last scene and the most dramatic scene. Nneka and Robin meet for drinks. And then Nneka tells Robin the story basically of how Wendy's sister, I guess, called her on Wendy's behalf based on what Ashley said and was kind of, negative to her and threatening to her, basically saying that Wendy was upset about the things that she was saying. And then she said that Wendy's mom then called her husband's cousin and said some cryptic statements like it's a sin to use people's name and that she has a shrine where she puts the names of people that she has prayed against. And if they go find out what had happened to all the people she prayed against, they're all not doing well. And then Bravo Messy Self cut to Wendy's mom praying during this communion brunch, and it's just so messy. Like they're meaning to be evil this season. And Robin then, with her thoughtless self, just goes straight to voodoo and asks if Nneka thinks that Wendy's mom is doing voodoo on her. And then Nneka disappointingly says that Wendy's mom put a hex on her. And then Robin's brainless self is going to go on and say that actually she thinks Wendy's mom also put a hex on her since there's so many things that have gone wrong for her in her life. And I'm like, really? You're really going to blame Dr. Wendy's mom for Juan cheating and all that stuff getting exposed and your wedding being a flop? It's so, so sad. And I'm disappointed in the Green Eyed Bandits because they clearly wanted to use Nneka to get out their revenge and bad feelings about Wendy. And Nneka, she's horrible for playing into their plans and doing so by shading her own culture and country because people already, again, have negative views of African spirituality and bringing up the voodoo and the shrines and all that. Is really only hurting her own people. So she's so, so disappointing for this. And I want to see Dr. Wendy handle this because from the previews, you see that I guess everybody is invited to Karen's pickleball events, which is like Karen is the grand dame. These cliques and side groups just make things boring. They need to all get together so that they can all, confront each other and hopefully make up where they can. But also, really, Dr. Wendy needs to get Nneka together. So say what you think about the episode. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. And remember, you are the master of your fate and the captain of your soul. Bye.